You can use Affinity Photo 2 to create not only borders around a photo, but some beautiful frames as well. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made a frame around one of my family photos. Here I have a wedding photo of my great-grandparents on their wedding day. I've already made a duplicate of the background layer. The first thing we're going to do is to select the rectangle tool right here, and then choose Fill, and then we're going to draw a rectangle around our photo. And make sure that the entire photo is covered. Okay, now we're not going to stick with this white fill layer. We're going to go to the fill layer and then select No Fill. And then that's what it's going to look like right there. Now go up here and select Stroke. And the stroke box will open up. And our stroke will be a white color, so make sure we have that selected. And right here is where we determine what kind of line we want. So we'll click that, and then make sure that we have solid line style. So we select solid line style, and then we're going to get the width that we want of our border. So I'm going to set that to be about right there. And then once I get the width I want, I'm going to click out of it, and now I have my border. Now once we're done with that, we can right click on this little thing right here, and then select Rasterize and Trim. So now we've got a pixel layer. Now what we need to do next is to add some effects on this. Right now all we have is a white border, and that's not really what we want. So we're going to select Effects right here, and the Layer Effects window will open up. Let's move this over here and make sure that we can see our photo when we're doing all this. What we want to do is to select, and after we select Bevel and Emboss, we're going to adjust the radius. And notice that all this stuff happens around here. This is the stuff that we're going to be adjusting. So instead of keeping it at Pillow, we'll select Emboss and move it around a little bit. And another thing, we'll come back to this because we're going to be altering this all through this on this screen. Okay, now right here, we have Profile, so we're going to click on that and then select a profile, and I'm going to select this one. And you'll see that it's trying to make a frame right here, but we really have to select it because it's going to look kind of odd for a while. See how you can move this around like that and make it look a little bit different and all sorts of things. Now notice that we have our style around here, but what we don't have, it's not doing the same thing on the other side. So all we need to do then is to go to Direction. See how this little dot is up here? We don't want that dot to be up here because it's telling you that the direction is on this side, and we don't want that. So we want to move the dot to the center, and notice how it changes, and now we get ourselves more of a frame type look on both sides. Now let's go back to Profile and see if we can see what happens when we fiddle with this a little bit. And this is where it's going to be, you're going to have to fiddle with this until you get something that you like. And I think I'm going to keep it like this. Well, let's take a look at this highlight, and see what happens if we change the highlight around. Not much. So we'll change the highlight. Okay, don't like that. So let's click out of that. And then we have the shadow, which is here. Okay, and we can, I really kind of like the shadow being a little bit dark. Okay, so you can move your shadow around until you get something that you like. Now, once you get something that you like, all you have to do, well, let's click in this a little bit. Do I really want that? Okay, let's move this and move this. Okay, and move this down. And like this. And then we can take a look at this. Okay, I don't really want that close together. Okay, so once we get something that you like, now we can close the window. Now what you have, let's click out of this, is your photo frame or your white photo frame that is embossed. But on this particular picture, I don't think a white frame looks, well, it doesn't fit the picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to attach or put on a wood texture on this frame. So what we need to do is to take this piece and this piece, and I'm going to right click and group these together. Then with those two grouped together, I am going to go out here and go File and Place, and then find my wood texture, which is right here. And I'm going to open it up and paint a wood texture over this. So we'll make sure that the entire photo is covered. Okay, so with the entire photo covered, now we can take a look at that, and what we're going to do is to put this wood texture frame in the group, and then I'm going to open this up and move the frame underneath our white pixel, our other white frame. So I'm going to take this and move it down, and now you see that presto, you have a wood frame. So you can use this same method with other backgrounds like gold or silver or anything like that. Just experiment, and of course, you know, it takes more time to make it look really good. So give it a try, give it a whirl, and see what you can do. I made a gold frame on this one too, but it didn't quite look the way I wanted it to look, so I skipped the photo frame, but any kind of background is going to work on this. So remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And buy me a coffee if you're so inclined to help support my channel by clicking on the link in the description of this video.